Donald Trump is demanding that there be an investigation. There has to be an investigation because as he stepped onto the escalator at the UN, the escalator stopped. And they want to know if there was foul play. Of course somebody stopped it. Of course. You think it just stopped by osmosis? No. Somebody was sending him a very clear message. And yes, I am 100% sure somebody went, oh, he's getting on the escalator? Boop. And there he stood with no escalator. There is no question in my mind. They can investigate till the cows come home. They're never going to find who did it. But you can bet your bottom dollar somebody had it planned and somebody absolutely wanted to embarrass him, and they succeeded. He got all puffy, all angry and everything else. Well, I mean, that's just a subtle message to you. No matter where you go, Donald Trump, people don't like you. And to really be honest with you, it's really easy not to like you. You're a horrible person. So yeah, they did it.
Trump totally owned the UN today. How you like that, stupid lib? Well, setting aside the fact that that's the first time you've ever even heard of the UN, that's not what happened today. What really happened is a national embarrassment. That felonious, insurrection-inciting, pants-pooping, bigoted piece of shit got in front of the United Nations, whined about the fact that they don't have marble floors and they had a broken escalator and a broken teleprompter, talked about how immigrants are responsible for climate change, plugged his shitty merch, and told them all that their nations are going to hell. Now, I'm not sure what your definition of owned is, but that's not mine. Wasn't sure that there was any way he could one-up himself not knowing how to pronounce acetaminophen, but he did it. And there are still three-toothed conservative half-witted losers like yourself that are out there cheering for it. And all I have to say is get world is laughing at us. And it is all the fault of the stable genius septuagenarian and the futon fornicator that you half-witted buckets of piss elected in an election that was the equivalent of an open note test that you still failed. I mean, based on your performance there, I'm convinced that you idiots could for one house paper.
Can't drink coffee right now because, and this isn't hyperbole, watching that speech made me physically ill. It was humiliating to the extreme. It was just humiliating. Trump, before the entire world, sat there and got almost everything wrong. I mean, it's just ridiculously stupid things like he said China loves to build windmills and sell them to everybody else, but they don't use them themselves because they know they don't work. China leads the world in wind farms and wind energy production. Just the basic lack of understanding of everything from the Paris Accords to, and then he was so rude to everyone, and such a pompous ass, and his verbal style was pitiful. I have seen 10th graders give better speeches. The entire World Media Organization is going to slice that speech up into every humiliating segment, and they're going to play it to their people all over the world. You know, I talk to 7 to 10 million people a month right now, and a big part of the Texas Paul Ride or Die community is global. And I just want to take a second to apologize. He is not us. We are not that. We are not imbeciles. We are not clueless people. We are not a dumb people. This person may have been elected by morons, but we as a people generally, it was a mistake to allow this to happen. People got way too comfortable. I'm sorry. I am just sorry.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are all doing good. Today we've got something special. We are watching Trump's recent United Nations appearance and getting real-time reactions from a group of Americans. What did he get right? What went wrong? And yes, what looked downright embarrassing? Let's dive into this video. I'll be coming back with more commentaries. In case of any thoughts, comments, kindly let me know in the comment section. Stay tuned.
I'm really good at this stuff. Your countries are going to hell. I look at London, where you have a terrible mayor, terrible. I ended 7 wars, dealt with the leaders of each and every one of these countries, and never even received a phone call from the United Nations offering to help. All I got from the United Nations was an escalator that on the way up stopped right in the middle. If the First Lady wasn't in great shape, she would have fallen, but she's in great shape. These are the 2 things I got from the United Nations: a bad escalator and a bad teleprompter. Everyone says that I should get the Nobel Peace Prize for each one of these achievements.
Out.
The U.S. has approximately 1,300 heat-related deaths annually. It's a lot. Europe loses more than 175,000 people to heat deaths each year because the costs are so expensive you can't turn on an air conditioner. What?
Let me ask you something. If he will say something that profoundly stupid to a room full of world leaders, what do you think he'll say to you? Oh, yeah, don't take Tylenol. Yeah, causes autism. I honestly don't know how it's possible that I still haven't gotten used to the fact that the President of the United States says the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life every single day on a daily basis. Yeah, it's not 175,000. It's a little over 20. Yeah, a little over 20,000 a year. But it's not that they can't afford to turn on air conditioning. It's that they don't have it. They've never needed it. Even with all those heat deaths, they still outlive us on average by like almost 10 years. And to think people actually believe we are well respected when that is talking for us.
Well, the consensus about Dumpy's speech, 55-minute speech at the UN, is pretty bad. I watched it, and I don't know how you, as a MAGA person, well, if you don't know politics, if you've never watched a speech at the UN before, then I can understand why you wouldn't care or have anything to compare it to. But what he did today was absolutely insane. What he did at the UN today was insane. He didn't show up with any answers. He didn't show up with any problem-solving solutions, ideas. He just badmouthed everybody there, told England they were going to hell, and then for 55 minutes proceeded to tell the entire UN assembly how amazing he thought he was and pat himself on the back. He lied about climate change. He lied about immigration. And then a couple of times he mentioned how he wanted the Nobel Peace Prize and that he deserved it for ending wars that he never ended. 7 to be precise. So I remember this one time when a debate took place that Biden didn't do so great at, and the entire country, including people on the left, were up in arms. What that shit stain did at the UN today was 100 times worse. We have lost our respect on the world stage. Even though your president thinks we are more powerful and more respected, he thinks that. Only he thinks that. The rest of the world is laughing at him and at us. What a national embarrassment that man is, and so are you for supporting it. We are a giant fucking laughingstock because of him and because of you, red hats. Oh, and the coup de grace of it all is that people who remember listening to Fidel Castro give his long rambling speeches at the UN compared Dumpy Pants to him, saying they were very similar.
So guys, in the hallowed halls of international diplomacy, moments of tension, disagreement, and even controversy were expected. Yes, this is the time the world witnessed something far more unusual, and for many Americans, they were deeply embarrassed. Yeah? Standing before a room full of world leaders, diplomats, and global press, the President Donald Trump delivered a speech that departed from scripted diplomatic norms. He opened with complaints about a malfunctioning teleprompter and escalator, using the incident to repeat a decade-old grievance over being denied a contract to renovate the United Nations headquarters. He launched tirades against immigration, accusing the United Nations of supporting a globalist migration agenda and urging European countries to close their borders. He also insulted London mayor with baseless claims, continuing a long-standing personal feud. In addition, Trump mocked the global effort to combat climate change, called clean energy a joke, and praised fossil fuels. He denied scientific consensus on global warming, calling climate concerns a con job. Trump's performance lacked diplomacy and instead leaned into populist rhetoric, creating embarrassment on an international stage and fueling division. Let's just get into these few clips remaining, then I'll be coming back with more commentaries. Stay tuned and don't forget to like this video.
Let's talk about how Melania Trump reacted to her husband, Donald Trump, lying at the UN General Assembly today, saying that things in this country are doing great, especially when it comes to the economy.
But today, just 8 months into my administration, we are the hottest country anywhere in the world, and there is no other country even close. America is blessed with the strongest economy, the strongest borders, the strongest military, the strongest friendships, and the strongest spirit of any nation on the face of the earth. This is indeed the golden age of America. We are rapidly reversing the economic calamity we inherited from the previous administration, including ruinous price increases and record-setting inflation like we've never had before. Under my leadership, energy costs are down, gasoline prices are down, grocery prices are down, mortgage rates are down, and inflation has been defeated. The only thing that's up is the stock market, which just hit a record high. In fact, it hit a record high 48 times in the last short period of time.
Now, Trump, do you really think we believe you when it comes to grocery prices and our utility bills? Unemployment rate, 4.3%, going up. Payroll revisions for the last 12 months through March 2025, minus 911,000 jobs. That's almost a million. Initial job loss claims, 231,000 for the week ending on September 13th, 2025. Consumer confidence is plummeting too. Wow, 55.4%. Wow. And look at this. Consumer credit expansion is up to $16 billion right now. Inflation, 2.9%. And the cost of housing, look at this. The average house starts at 1.3 million.
So guys, welcome back and I hope you are all doing good. Yes, as President Donald Trump arrived at the United Nations General Assembly, the reporters noted a strange incident. The escalator he used suddenly stopped, nearly tripping him and First Lady Melania. He also later complained of a teleprompter failure. So critics viewed his remarks as a self-serving attempt to gain attention and undermine key global institutions. Yes, so this was not a partisan moment. It wasn't about red states or blue states. It was about a president representing the United States in a room where every word matters and sounding to some more like a salesman than a statesman. Yes. So, as I was perusing through the social media, there were a lot of comments, and someone said that I supported Trump because I believed he could shake up Washington. But that moment, I just sat there thinking, what are we doing? That wasn't strength, that was ego. And another person said, my student asked me why world leaders were laughing at the president. What do I even say to that? It's like watching your dad try to stand up at a funeral. Someone was also saying that, look, I get the appeal of being bold and different, but that speech, that was delusional. You don't brag about being the best president in history in front of people who have worked with dozens of presidents before you. Yeah. So why does all these comments matter? You know, in many ways, this UN speech wasn't just a moment. It was a mirror showing how the rest of the world saw Trump's version of leadership: unapologetic, unconventional, and to many unprepared. White Americans, some who had once proudly cast a ballot for Trump, began to question, was this the kind of leadership they signed up for? Or was this a global humiliation unfolding in real time? Yes, Trump would later claim that the laughter was shared with him, that the audience was laughing with him, not at him. But the raw footage told a different story: the smirks, the eye rolls, the audible disbelief. But for many Americans, the damage was already done. Yes, that moment symbolized something larger: the shift from respected leadership to unpredictable spectacle. And for millions of Americans, including many white voters who had supported Trump, it was a turning point. They weren't reacting to policy, they were reacting to presence, to tone, to the image of America projected to the world. Yes, so in history books, this moment may be a footnote, but for those who were watching live, it was unforgettable. Yes, it was unforgettable. One thing became clear that day: that the world was watching and laughing. And for many Americans, especially those who take a pride in the country's global image, that laughter cut deep. So, what did you think, guys? What did you think when you saw that moment? Did it change how you viewed the president, or did you see it differently than the rest of the world? Tell us your thoughts in the comments, guys. Like, share, and subscribe for more honest conversations about the moments that define our history and ourselves. Of course, guys, all credit belongs to the original creators of this video. And this video is meant for educational purposes and commentary purposes as well. Thank you so much for watching. Kindly don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and also share this video for it to get to a wider audience. Thank you so much for watching. All credit belongs to the original creators of the video. Have a nice time. Peace be with you. Until next time, guys.